Hello. If you've seen part one of my bedroom makeover, then you will have seen that I bought a lot of stuff. I went a little bit crazy buying new stuff for my bedroom. I bought a new light, I bought new art, I bought new curtains. I'm about to buy new shelves for part two of the makeover. I bought new sheets. I'm about to buy a new frame for part two of the makeover. And I bought some new storage for my closet because my drawers were broken, although I don't think that that was in that video. And I'm really glad that I bought this stuff because I'm really happy with how my room has turned out so far. In part two, you will see this ceiling being painted, and so there will be a few more changes. But I'm not buying anything else, even in part two. All of the stuff that is coming, I have already bought, so I'm not spending any more money, even though part two hasn't come out yet, if that makes sense. But basically, I think that it has brought me into a bit of an overconsumption mindset where I'm like receiving joy from buying new things and opening new things and receiving new things, whereas I want to receive joy from my life and not purchasing things. So with that being said, here are all the home decor items that I want to buy, but I will not be buying for the sake of my bank account and just trying not to produce more waste and buy more stuff. I'm actually going to remember to move to the side for once so I can put the images up here. Number one is a tissue box cover that I saw on Etsy. So a lot of the inspiration images for my room, or like when I was looking on Pinterest, had metallic elements to them. And I think that that is like something that I've wanted to bring in, and I think a normal tissue box is quite ugly. Also, sorry if I'm looking down on my phone, my notes are here. And I think what's nice about a tissue box cover is that it makes something that is practical a little bit more aesthetic. The reason that I won't be buying this tissue box cover is that one, it's being shipped from the US, and in general, but especially like with this home makeover, bedroom makeover, I have not been buying stuff that's shipped outside of the UK or shipped from outside of the UK into the UK. The first reason for that is that shipping is more expensive, especially with like tariffs and the current global state of the economy. But the second reason is that it's much more environmentally unfriendly for something to be shipped across the world. And I would just rather, pay less for shipping, wait less time for shipping, and also not contribute to those environmental factors. And second is I think that paying 50 quid for a tissue box cover is stupid. Instead, what I want to try and do is make my own tissue box cover out of air dry clay that I already have in my cupboard, and then I can customize it to the exact dimensions of the tissue boxes that I use. Shout out to the Tesco own brand square tissue boxes. And I just think that that like makes a lot more sense, and then I can paint it however I want to paint it. Number two are these vintage brass wall hooks that I found on Etsy. A lot of these are going to be Etsy-based purchases. I really want to add hooks to my wall for bags because right now, like when I use my backpack for work or like a handbag when I'm going out, it's just like on the floor. And I also don't have anywhere to put clothes that are not quite dirty enough to go in the laundry, but not quite clean enough to go back in the wardrobe. And I would like to have hooks for those because, normally most people have like the laundry chair in their room, but I don't have a chair in my room. So I feel like I need that. And I really want some hooks. So although I think that these are really gorgeous, they're over 20 pounds per hook, and there's only two of them. And I think that's way too much money. I've been to the store called Inhabit on Columbia Road a lot. Like when I used to work near there, I was there all the time. And they always sell hooks there that are about like £9 per hook, which I think is still a lot of money, but obviously less than half of 20 pounds per hook. So I think if I was going to buy any, I'd buy them from there. And like I'm always in Shoreditch and Columbia Road for some reason or the other. And so it would like make sense to already be in the area and buy it and not have to pay for shipping costs and like not have the waiting time, and then I can actually see the quality of the thing in person. And so if I was going to buy new hooks, which I might do for part two of the makeover, maybe, I don't know, then I would just buy them from there. Number three is another Pinterest-inspired Etsy purchase, and that is the sconces. One of the images that I looked at a lot when designing my room had these really beautiful wall sconces, and I found, I'm not sure if they're the exact same as the Pinterest image, but if they're not, they're very similar wall sconces, and I became really obsessed with wanting these. However, weeks later, it has become very easy for me not to buy these for a multitude of reasons. First is that it costs over £400. I don't need to be buying £400 wall sconce. Second is that it is a plug-in sconce rather than like wired into the wall, and I don't have enough outlets for that in my room. The one extension lead that I have, which I'm also going to fix as part 2 of the bedroom makeover, looks so messy, and I just don't need another extension lead or like another thing to be plugging in. Third is that I already have lights. I don't need more lights. Like, I have these lamps on my nightstands already, and they cost like a tenth of the price, and I'm very happy with them and how they look. Fourth, I'm super happy with how I've arranged the art on the wall, and the art is currently placed exactly where a sconce would go. Like, that is where you would have to put a sconce. And finally, because of how I ended up making my room with like the sheets and the art and the whatever, they literally would not look good with the current color scheme and design of my room. So there is no purpose to me buying them. I think in my mind I wanted to buy them because it would like curate this perfect like Pinterest room. But like, what makes those rooms look good is like the lighting and the styling and whatever. Like, I'm happy with how my room looks. I don't need to buy this random sconce. Number 4 is vintage silver candlesticks. Again, I wanted something metal in my room because of this Pinterest fixation. And I really like wanted these silver candlesticks, which I think are very trendy, like to get chrome candlesticks. I think IKEA is now selling some. I spend the vast majority of my time at home in the living room or like in the dining room and not really in my bedroom. So I will not be lighting a candle at night. Like, I light candles in the living room all the time, but I'm not lighting it right before I go to sleep or right when I wake up, especially as my bedroom window like doesn't open properly, and that does not seem safe or good. So why I would get a candlestick holder for my bedroom when I know I'm not going to light candles doesn't make any sense. Number 5 is something that would actually go in the living dining room area and not in my bedroom, and that is plant stands. So I have a couple of them saved on Etsy. I have like a small one that I think would be good for like a medium-sized plant, and then a very tall one for a smaller plant just to vary the height. To be honest, like, this is something I might buy in the future, although I'm not convinced I would. But right now it feels like so unnecessary and a waste of money. If I was to buy anything for my plants, it would probably be some nicer ceramic pots, because most of them now are in like the ugly plastic brown ones that either they've come in or other plants that I bought have come in, or whatever, I bought them from a shop. And like a ceramic holder, what's the word? A ceramic pot would look much nicer, and like, I like my plants a lot more when they're in ceramic pots. And so I don't think bringing in a plant stand with this ugly brown plastic is going to help the way that they look. So to me, like, that just seems like a waste of money. Number 6 is more art. I have quite a few art prints saved on Etsy and on Instagram that I would definitely be interested in buying, especially kind of like London themed ones. I literally said in my bedroom makeover that I wouldn't put something over my bed, but I've seen like really beautiful tapestry that I'd be interested in. I love the art that I have bought in my room, but I've just been too crazy with buying things. I even had a dream recently, yesterday at the time of filming this video, where I was stressed because I was spending too much money buying art prints. Like, I was at like a market and wanted to buy this art print with like kittens. I'm not even like, I like cats, but I'm not like a huge cat person, so I don't know why in my brain, my subconscious dreaming brain, I was like, I need to buy this. And even in my dream, I was like, this is ridiculous. Like, you're spending too much money on art prints. So I definitely don't need any more. And actually, a few months ago, I bought a lino printing kit because I had done like one lino printing workshop, and I was like, yeah, I'm really into this. This is another thing where I was wasting money. I can make a whole separate video on things I'm not buying anymore, or like things I've just stupidly bought. I might make that video if people are interested in watching. I didn't finish my sentence. I might make that video if people are interested in watching that, is what I'm trying to say. If I desperately wanted new art, I could make some. Like, I'm currently working on an acrylic painting on canvas. I have this lino printing kit. All of the art in our dining and living room is made by either us or like our family or friends. And so I really don't need to be buying anymore. Similarly, if I bought a new print, I would just have to buy a new frame. And the price of those things really adds up, especially because I'm trying to buy like good quality frames, not just like IKEA or Amazon frames. My camera is about to die. My one exception is that I've already ordered a frame for this print here, which I currently have blue tacked on the wall. That was up in part 1, and so that will be making an appearance in part 2. But after that arrives, no more new art or frames. I'm really hoping I can finish this video before my camera dies. The final thing on my list, number 7, is throw cushions. Like the plant stands, this might be something that I buy in the future, but as I haven't really found any that I particularly love, and I think like with the pattern of these sheets and the pattern of the alternate sheets that I've bought when these are in the wash, they like are quite busy patterns, and so it would be hard to find a throw pillow that matches. I think if I was buying throw cushions now, it would just be for the sake of getting a picture or like looking aesthetic on the internet, which I definitely don't want to do. Like I think that's a waste of money. And I know myself, like I would just throw them on the floor when I go to sleep. And I don't really like the idea of just like having something for a picture and then I'm going to throw it on the floor when I go to sleep. And then it's going to collect dust on the floor and then I'm going to put it back on my bed where I sleep. And I don't like that. Perhaps in the future I'd want to invest in these, but for now I'm very happy with how my bed looks and feels. If I was to upgrade anything on my bed, it would be to actually buy new pillows, like inserts into what goes into the cover, because mine are like lumpy and bumpy and old and they're not that comfortable. So that would be the actual thing I buy. But again, I'm trying to save money, so I'm not doing that. So those, let me move back to the middle. Those are all the home decor items that I want and are on my wish list, but I'm not buying. I would love to hear in the comments what things you're talking yourself out of buying, or if you would like other people in the comments to talk you out of buying them, I would love to hear it. If you enjoyed this video, please make sure to give it a thumbs up and comment down below anything you'd like to comment down below. If you'd like to see more videos like this from me, please make sure to hit the subscribe button and turn on the notification bell so you're notified every time I post a new video. Thank you for watching.